Welcome to episode 18 of the Automation Podcast, brought to you by InsightsInAutomation.com. I'm Shawn, your host, and on today's show we have a big announcement. We've just kicked off our very first Kickstarter campaign. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm really looking forward to the next several weeks of running it and of the pledges and of the updates. Let me back up though. For those of you who are not familiar with Kickstarter.com, I'll take a moment and let me go through what it's all about. Basically, Kickstarter.com is a crowdfunding website. It's a place where people and groups can go to get fundings for projects they want to do. So it could be a rock group trying to publish an album. It could be an author trying to publish a book. It could be a videographer trying to produce a movie, or a programmer trying to get funding for an app. To get the funding, the person or group creates a Kickstarter project, which includes the basic information about the project they're trying to get funding for, and it includes a funding goal and a completion date. Now, as part of the project, they also create pledge levels of different dollar amounts, and each pledge level includes a reward. So you may pledge $10 and get a bumper sticker, you may pledge $20 and get a copy of the band's CD or an ebook version of the author's book. Or you may just pledge $1 and have the author's sincere appreciation. So there's lots of different things you can do with the different pledge levels. Now, everybody who pledges is considered a project backer. And it's up to the person who created the Kickstarter campaign to try to find enough people to back his project so he meets his goal. Now, the funding is all or nothing. So if a band believes it'll cost $2,000 to create their CD, they need to raise at least $2,000 for their Kickstarter campaign to be successful and for them to receive any of the pledged money. If they only raise $1,900, they don't get anything and none of the backers' credit cards get charged. On the flip side, it's a really good thing to exceed your project funding. And to encourage backers to continue to pledge after you've reached your goal, project creators will often add what they call stretch goals. This is a way to earmark funding above and beyond your original goal to additional goals. In one campaign, an author used the stretch goal money to fund the audiobook version of his novel. In another campaign, a group extended the number of web episodes they plan to produce. So now that we've explained what Kickstarter is, let's talk about our Insights in Automation Kickstarter project. Having spent nearly a quarter century in the automation industry, over and over I've seen the need for affordable automation training. So I created this Kickstarter project as a way to accelerate my own efforts to produce a series of affordable PLC, HMI, and SCADA training on DVD. The main goal of the project is to produce the first DVD in the series, Introduction to Micro-Programmable Controllers. This will be a step-by-step video that will show the user how to use and program a small micro-programmable controller. I'll also cover mounting the hardware, wiring the hardware, syncing and sourcing, as well as a number of other topics that are critical to deploying your first PLC. Now to kickstart this video, there are several hardware and software things I still need, in addition to the cost of having the DVDs professionally reproduced. So with that in mind, I've set the initial goal of my Kickstarter campaign to $5,000. That'll cover all those expenses as well as fund all the pledge level rewards that are part of the Kickstarter campaign. Now, should funding exceed the $5,000, I've come up with a number of stretch goals that would allow the production of additional DVDs in the series, focusing on really all of the PLCs, HMIs, and SCADA products that I'm familiar with. So those include small programmable controllers, small HMIs, programmable automation controllers, and larger HMIs, and even nano PLCs. So all of that can be seen on the Kickstarter project page, which you can get to quickly by using this short URL, link to KS. That's LINKTOKS.com. Now, to encourage and reward people who pledge towards the campaign, I've come up with several pledge levels and rewards. The first level for $1 is my sincere appreciation. That's pretty common on Kickstarter. The second level for $5, you'll also get a personalized thank you email. For $10, you get your name on the website's credits, and for $15, you get your name in the DVD credits. For $20, you get everything that I just mentioned, plus a limited edition USB memory stick. And for $35, you actually get an autographed copy of the first DVD, plus the USB stick and all the other items. And the pledge levels go up from there. So if you want to check them out, again, www.link2ks.com. All right, so to recap, we've covered what Kickstarter is, we've explained what our Kickstarter project is all about, and we've talked about the stretch goals and the pledge levels. So the last thing to say is that our deadline is May 2nd. So we set the Kickstarter project to last for 40 days, and now we need to go out there and get people to pledge. And I'm hoping that after listening to this podcast, you'll consider at least a $1 pledge. And to pledge, you're going to use your existing Amazon account. So if you've shopped at Amazon ever and have an account on their site, when you pledge to Kickstarter, it uses your Amazon login. So if you want to know more about that, you want to see some screenshots, check out the automation blog post from yesterday. And with that, I hope you'll consider pledging to this campaign. And that also is the end of this podcast. If you have any questions, comments, or corrections, please don't hesitate to share them with us by replying to this episode's blog post at theautomationpodcast.com. And you can always stay up to date with all the Insights websites at insightsinautomation.com or by connecting with me on Twitter, Facebook, or LinkedIn, where I'm known as Mr. Shawn Tierney. Well, I'm your host, Shawn Tierney, and until next time, peace.